Next up, from New Brunswick,
Hangover pill.
Canada, the company is called SomaDetect. Please welcome Bethany Dishpanda to the stage. You have friends here too, I see. Can we just up here?
Thank you, yes.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Bethany, founder and CEO of SomaDetect. SomaDetect is the world's premier machine learning and AI company in dairy. With our patented technology, we provide farmers with the information they need to make the best possible milk. So today I'm here to tell you about the future of the global dairy industry. Farming is hard, it's full of challenges, and dairy farmers lose $173 billion annually due to disease, low reproductive success, and quality management issues. SomaDetect changes this. By monitoring milk quality and herd health, we make it possible to identify sick cows, select treatment that work, manage reproduction, and have total control over the milk that leaves the farm. This helps increase on-farm revenues by 10% each year, and is the difference between running a profitable farm or operating at a loss. We do this by combining the power of a revolutionary optical sensor with artificial intelligence. With SomaDetect, our sensor system is designed to fit into existing dairy equipment, requiring no chemicals, no consumables, and no added chores. Instead, we make measurements of these critical dairy quality indicators in real time from every cow at every milking. New York is a dairy state. We have more than 1 million cows here and 5,000 farmers. 50 of New York's dairy farmers have signed letters of intent to purchase this week alone and are vying to be part of our early adopter program. We're scientists, entrepreneurs, and AI experts, and we belong in Buffalo. This is SomaDetect. This is better data for farmers, better milk for consumers, and better lives for cows.
Great job.
This is the future.
Guys, your flights are delayed 40 minutes.
Your flight's delayed 40 minutes. Okay, you got some teammates you're going to bring out?
Yes, I'd love to have Nicholas and Bharath join me, my co-founders at SomaDetect.
Welcome. Okay. You're always starting us off. Jill.
Okay, so you mentioned earlier today that your device was about $2,000 per stall, and there's, fairly tight budgets in a lot of these dairy farms. Have you thought about other ways you might distribute this, maybe a reagent rental, other ways to make it a little more accessible to everyone in the business?
Absolutely. It's likely we'll have a leasing program as well.
Okay.
So I have a farm. We have no cows. It's too much trouble.
Okay.
But I also know there's no one around for 15 miles. So talk to me about the sales strategy. It seems costly, timely, but maybe I'm missing word of mouth. So I'm curious to know, what does it take to get these farmers on board?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely, it takes an investment on our part. So we go from farm to farm. We ask farmers, for example, right now we do it through letters of intent to purchase, where we really have them tell us what they would pay and how many they would need. And this gives us a ton of information about their farms and their sort of specific needs as dairy farmers. Long term, we intend to make sales by this face-to-face, belly-to-belly, interaction with farmers. And we'll likely do this throughout the first 2 years of our operations. As we scale and grow, we hope to license our technology, the sensor aspect, to existing dairy equipment companies, at which point we'll become much more a dairy data and dairy management sort of organization.
Love it. You're like right up on the stage, right in. I'm getting this money.
You almost had me sign an LOI, like, yes.
If you had cows, I'd
Yeah, Bethany, so congratulations on a great business, incredible progress in such a short period of time, and being really capital efficient, so extraordinary opportunity. Two-part question. So off of Jill's point, I spent 2 years at Solar City. We built the most dominant solar company in the United States. The reason for that was the finance component of that. So customers literally, with no money out of pocket, could get a PPA, a power purchase agreement, or a lease product. Have you started discussions yet with any financial institutions? And my biggest concern is that these are small farmers and typically probably don't have the credit scores or credit worthiness component of being able to qualify for these lease or some type of financial structure.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have, we're working actually on where we're based in New Brunswick, we're working with the bank that's sort of the bank for most farmers in our province, and that would be a similar structure we would be looking for here. At the same time, I agree with you that some dairy farmers are tight on their finances, but many of them understand the return on investment they're going to get. They understand the benefits. And there's also a lot of grants they receive from dairy processing organizations, especially with respect to sort of the dairy farmer relationship manager. And so often these organizations will pay all or part of new technology, because these processors, of course, and these are the companies producing cheese, yogurt, and everything that we as consumers buy, they want the dairy farmers that they work with to have the cutting edge technology that they need to make great milk.
Okay, and my most important question, you're licensing some technology from the inventor, correct? So my biggest issue is that number one, does he have the ability to go and license to potentially other competitors? And number two, are there any performance related issues within your licensing agreement?
So the inventor is my dad. My dad.
Okay. He's highly invested. He's highly invested.
My dad has been such an incredible, so my dad asked me to look into commercializing his technology, and this is really something I started to do to support him in his dream of having impact on the world and understanding what his technology was capable of achieving. My dad is 100%, involved in this company, vested in this company, and of course wants to see us succeed. So I am not concerned about the license agreement. I understand your concerns, and we do intend to transfer ownership into the company once we receive funding.
Yeah.
Bonner, you got a question?
Well, I was going to say, I think the sales strategy is too singular right now. I was at PepsiCo, we bought Wimbledon, Frinslandia Campina, the #1 dairy company in Europe, China. First of all, dairy is such a massive problem, but I think the win is, yes, you can go farm by farm, and I think that's one piece, but you kind of touched on it. You need to get PepsiCo to say, you know what, we need to mandate this across farmers, or I think you need to go after if you really want to commercialize this with any time or real scale.
Yeah, I'd actually love to talk to you more about that. That's not.
She doesn't play around. She's on here. She's like, I'm getting it.
If you have suggestions, I'll take help. But no, that's a fantastic idea. That hasn't been our first action, because we want to work with dairy farmers. We're really building something for them that they're willing to pay for. And so that's been our approach first. And then talking to dairy processors who also see value in, the milk that is created using our system, and these other players throughout the chain. There's value for everyone, from cows to farmers to those of us who consume dairy, and we know that.
Fantastic. And you guys were great too. Look great up here.
They're great.
Great job, Bethany.
Thank you.
Very proud of you.